They will never hand it to you, not success, not greatness, not freedom, not respect, not your dream life. No one is coming to your door with a silver platter and saying, here you go, the life you've imagined, the wealth you deserve, the peace you've longed for. That's not how this world works, because in this world success is not given. It's taken by the few who are willing to go beyond the noise, beyond the opinions, beyond the resistance, by those who refuse to be ordinary, who wake up with fire in their eyes and war in their bones. Look around, you'll see crowds sleepwalking through life, following routines they never questioned, clocks they never set, rules they never wrote. They wait for permission, they wait for signs, they wait until they're ready. But here's the truth, those who wait will work for those who act. Every empire was built by someone who took what they were told they couldn't have. Edison was told he was too slow, too dumb, too distracted. Ford was told the car would never replace the horse. Disney was fired for lacking imagination. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for TV. And Lincoln, he failed more times than most people even attempt. But they didn't wait for validation. They didn't ask for consensus. They reached into the ether of belief, and they took it. They claimed their place in history not because it was handed to them, but because they decided it belonged to them. Understand this, the world doesn't reward you for what you want. It rewards you for what you demand of yourself. Success is not something you stumble into. It's not something you wish for on a quiet night when nobody's watching. Success is a fight, and you better believe life will test your fists. It will ask you, how badly do you want this? Are you willing to outlast, outwork, outbleed the competition? Will you keep swinging after the applause stops, after the lights dim, after the motivation fades? Because the truth is, this road will get dark. You'll be misunderstood, you'll be ridiculed, you'll be told to be realistic. But realism is the graveyard of potential, and average is a disease fed by comfort and fear. If you want to take success, not borrow it, not flirt with it, but take it, then you must become a different kind of person. A person who no longer needs the world to say yes. A person who carves belief out of stone, who builds discipline in silence. A person who knows that the dream will cost them everything soft, everything weak, everything safe. Because success doesn't live in comfort. It lives in clarity, in obsession, in the unshakable decision that I will not live like the rest. Most people spend their lives running from pain, but the great ones, they run toward it. They understand that suffering is the sharpening stone of greatness, that every scar is a story of strength, not shame. They don't complain, they convert pain into power. They don't make excuses, they make adjustments. They don't need a crowd, they lead themselves in the silence when no one is watching. So, ask yourself, what are you waiting for? Permission, perfection, proof? You don't need any of it, you only need a reason. And if that reason is strong enough, big enough, burning enough, nothing can stop you. Not doubt, not time, not failure, not fear. Because once the decision is made, truly made, your life begins to bend around it. The right people appear, the right habits emerge, the vision sharpens, the noise fades. You no longer ask if, begin to ask, what must I become to make this real? That is the mindset of the uncommon, the builder, the creator, the warrior, the one who takes what they came for. And if you can hold that fire through storms, through silence, through setbacks, you will discover the truth that few dare to realize. That success does not respond to your wishes, it responds to your will. You see, we've been taught to knock politely, to follow rules written by men who never lived our lives, to wait our turn, to stay humble, to be grateful for what we have. But what if what you have is a fraction of what you're capable of? What if your life right now is just the preview and the main feature is being held hostage by your hesitation? There comes a moment in every life when you must stop negotiating with average, rip up the contract, burn the blueprint they gave you, and write your own terms with blood, sweat, fire, and full force intention. Because success, the kind that changes generations, the kind that echoes long after you're gone, does not arrive by accident. It's summoned by obsession, forged by action, earned by those who stop talking and start taking. And yes, it's going to hurt. To hurt when you wake up earlier than everyone else, when you stay up late grinding on a dream that no one claps for, when you say no to parties, no to distractions, no to comfort, and yes to the relentless pursuit of something bigger. But understand this, pain is temporary, regret is eternal. The pain of discipline is sharp, but it builds you. The pain of regret, that's a slow rot, a quiet decay of the soul. You must choose your pain. One leads to power, the other to bitterness. Every day, you are given that choice. You can choose to react, or you can choose to respond. You can choose to fit in, or you can choose to stand out. You can choose to coast, or you can choose to climb. But you can't do both, and life only rewards the bold. Think of the giants, the names we speak generations after they've left this earth. They all had one thing in common. They made a decision to go all in. They were not the smartest, not the strongest, not the most connected, but they had vision. They had clarity. They had the backbone to keep swinging when the world told them to sit down. Abraham Lincoln lost 8 elections before becoming president. Colonel Sanders was rejected over 1,000 times before someone said yes to his recipe. Walt Disney was bankrupt and sleeping on benches before Disneyland existed in his mind, and yet they took it. They reached into the storm and said, I will not die full of potential, I will die empty. I will pour out everything I've got, every ounce of genius, every drop of discipline, every vision, every breath. That's what it means to take success, to meet resistance, and smile, to stare at fear, and move anyway, to fall and rise again, not weaker, but wiser, because every setback is a setup, every delay is a lesson, every rejection is redirection. Must stop seeing obstacles as signs to quit, start seeing them as tests, and every test passed adds another stripe to your armor. This is the mindset of the 1%, not of privilege, but of perspective. They don't wish it were easier, they train themselves to become stronger. They don't beg for opportunity, they create it. They don't just set goals, they marry them, they breathe them, they become them. And so I ask you now, what are you becoming? Not what are you doing, not what are you planning, but what are you becoming? Are you becoming a force of nature or a footnote in someone else's dream? Because every thought, every habit, every decision, it's either building you or breaking you. There is no neutral. There is no cruise control on the road to greatness. You're either pushing forward or sliding back. And the people who take success, they know this. They live with urgency. They walk with conviction. They speak with intention. And they never ever apologize for dreaming to big. Because the size of your dream is a reflection of the size of your belief. And belief is where it all begins. Belief is not just a thought. It's a force. It's the unseen hand that shapes your reality moment by moment, breath by breath. And if you don't believe in yourself, the world won't either, because belief isn't spoken, it's felt. It radiates in your posture, your energy, your actions. It's in how you show up when no one's watching. It's in the standards you hold when no one's clapping. Most people think belief is a result that once they have proof, they'll believe, but that's backward. Belief comes first. Evidence follows. The Wright brothers didn't wait for permission. From the sky, they built wings in barns, failed hundreds of times, and dared to believe that man could fly. They didn't have blueprints from heaven, they had unshakable faith. Faith not in logic, not in luck, but in vision. And that's what separates dreamers from doers. Dreamers wait for ideal conditions. Doers create momentum out of thin air. Dreamers want to be rescued. Doers rescue themselves. So when you say you want success, ask yourself, do you believe in it enough to bleed for it? To wake up when your body says no? To study when others scroll? To build when you have nothing but ashes? To keep going when every voice around you says quit? Because that is what belief looks like in motion. It's not chanting affirmations in the mirror. It's building habits that align with your destiny. It's replacing self-pity with self-discipline, replacing excuses with execution, replacing comparison with commitment. Success isn't about doing something once and getting lucky. It's about doing the hard thing over and over and over, until the world has no choice but to notice, because energy cannot be denied forever. And the person who moves with belief, with fire, with daily, deliberate intensity becomes impossible to ignore. But understand this, belief is not enough by itself. Belief is the ignition, but action is the engine. All the vision in the world means nothing if your feet don't move. So move even when it's small, even when it's messy, even when you don't know all the steps. Take the first one. Clarity is not a prerequisite. Clarity is a reward for action. You do not need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You don't need applause to do what's right. You don't need a map when you have a mission. So many people are lost because they have motion without meaning. They're busy but not building. They're active but not aligned. That's why purpose matters. Purpose is the compass. It keeps you moving when motivation dies. It keeps you grounded when chaos hits. It reminds you why you started when everything in you screams to stop. And your purpose isn't found in a book. It's forged in the fire and the things that make you angry, hungry, desperate for change. It's born in the moments that broke you, in the nights you cried in silence, in the dreams you can't shake, in the wounds that taught you how to fight. Don't run from your pain. Trace it back to purpose. Because when your why becomes non-negotiable, your how becomes unstoppable. The greats aren't driven by convenience. They're driven by conviction. They know that life isn't about chasing pleasure. It's about chasing meaning. Pleasure is fleeting. Meaning endures. And when you align belief with action and action with purpose, you become dangerous. You become a weapon. A force that cannot be swayed by fear, fatigue, or failure. Because now, you're not chasing success to feel worthy. You're chasing it because you know you are. You don't hope for things to work. You make them work. You bend reality to your will. You walk into the storm and say, I am the storm. Because success is not for the entitled. It's not for the passive. It's not for the comfortable. It's for those who show up when it's hard. Who speak belief into themselves when no one else will. Who train, build, fall, rise again and again and again until the vision becomes real. Not because it was handed to them, but because they took it. You must become the kind of person who cannot be bought. Not with comfort. Not with praise. Not with shortcuts, or easy exits, or shiny distractions. Because there will be days when doubt whispers in your ear like a serpent. You're not good enough. You're too late. You're not like them. And that's when you look that voice dead in the eye and respond, watch me. Because taking success means learning how to stand alone before the followers, before the opportunities, before the world validates what you've known all along. You are not like most people, and you cannot live like most people, because if you do what most people do, you'll get what most people get. Distraction, disappointment, discontent. Success begins when you step off that path, when you stop outsourcing your worth to the opinions of others, when you stop needing applause to keep going, and in that space, in that sacred silence, you build something real. You build discipline. Discipline is the edge. It's the silent separator between those who almost made it and those who did. It's waking up when your body says 5 more minutes. It's saying no to what feels good because you're committed to what's great. It's doing it's right, especially when no one will know the difference. Discipline is the bridge between goals and greatness. Anyone can be motivated for a week. Anyone can post a quote. Anyone can start strong, but the ones who take success, they finish strong and then they keep going because for them, the standard is non-negotiable. You don't rise to the level of your ambition. You fall to the level of your discipline, and if you're not building it, you're bleeding it. Losing time, losing power, losing momentum. So wake up with intention. Train your focus like a weapon. Guard your habits like a fortress. Feed your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. You cannot build a legendary life with a lazy mind. Your thoughts are the architects of your future. If your inner dialogue is filled with fear, hesitation, and doubt, your results will echo that. So rewire it. Not once, not twice, daily. Success is a war waged in the mind before it's ever won in the world. You must speak like the person you are becoming. You must think like the results you are building. You must act like the version of you that already has it, even when it hasn't shown up yet. Because that's how you collapse the timeline. You don't wait for life to shift. You become the force that shifts life. There's no luck here, no fairy tales, no chosen few. There's just the person who decides, this life will be built on my terms, not their fears, not their expectations, not their limitations. Your vision is your responsibility. It is sacred, it is fire, and it is yours alone to carry. Do not hand it off to comfort. Do not bury it in excuses. Do not dilute it to make others feel more comfortable. Watered down dreams create watered down lives. You were not born to blend in. You were born to break through. And yes, there will be nights when you question everything. There will be setbacks so sharp they steal your breath. There will be moments you kneel on the floor, begging for a sign. But that moment is not your end, it's your rebirth. The breakdown is the birthplace of the breakthrough, and the struggle is the sacred ground where strength is born. So stand back up, wipe the blood from your mouth, straighten your spine, and remind the world who you are. You are not here to take part. You are here to take over. And you do that one moment at a time, one decision at a time, one day of discipline at a time. Until your name becomes proof that success isn't something you wait for, it's something you take. If you want it, truly want it, you must stop asking for easy. Stop asking for the shortcut, the hack, the path of least resistance, because the easy road leads to empty rooms, to soft hands, to a quiet life, to dreams that never leave the journal, to potential that dies in the shadows. But the hard road, that's where the legends are made. The hard road forges men and women of iron. It strips you of excuses. It burns away the fluff. It introduces you to your limits and then dares you to shatter them. There's a reason only a few reach the top. Not because the climb is impossible, but because most turn back when it gets steep. Most stop when it hurts, when the progress is slow, when the world tells them they're crazy. But those who take success, they keep going. They don't need validation. They are the validation. They are the walking, breathing proof that discipline beats talent every single time. They are the reason we remember names like Jordan, like Jobs, like Churchill, like Mandela, not because they had it easy, but because they made it through what others did in single quotes too. Jordan was cut from his high school team. Jobs was fired from the very company he built. Churchill faced failure after failure before leading a nation through war. Mandela lost 27 years of his life in a prison cell and still came out unbreakable. They didn't just take success, they earned it inch by inch, with unyielding will. They didn't negotiate with adversity. They embraced it, because they understood something most people never learn. Adversity is the gatekeeper to greatness. You don't get stronger avoiding pain. You grow by confronting it, mastering it, bending it to your will. So stop looking for a path with no pressure, and start becoming the person who performs under it. Pressure creates diamonds, not comfort. Fire refines gold, not ease. You want greatness? Then you must become the kind of person who gets stronger when it gets harder. You must learn to love the struggle, because the struggle is what transforms you. It's where the real work happens, when the lights are off, when the noise is gone, when it's just you and your decision. And that decision is everything. Will you rise or retreat? Will you fight or fold? Will you take the hit and come back swinging, or will you let the punch become your ending? Because life will hit, not once, not twice, but again and again and again. And every time it asks you the same question. Do you want it badly enough? Not when it's sunny, not when you're inspired, but when you're tired, when you're alone, when your back is against the wall, and the dream feels miles away. That's the moment that separates the wolves from the sheep, the masters from the mediocre, the warriors from the weak. Anyone can act strong when things are easy, but true strength, true power, it's built in the dark. That it's built when no one believes in you, when the path isn't clear, when the results aren't showing. Yet, that's when you double down. That's when you take it. You see, success is not a mystery. It's a mathematical outcome of relentless effort multiplied by unwavering vision. It's the compound interest of discipline, of doing the hard thing, over and over, long after others have quit. And most people, they quit way too soon. Not because they can't succeed, but because they won't stay long enough to see it happen. But not you. You didn't come this far to quit. You didn't endure the storm to lie down now. You didn't fight your demons to hand your destiny back to fear. You came to rise, to conquer, to claim what is yours, not by inheritance, not by accident, but by intention. So hold the line, sharpen the mind, fortify the spirit, because no matter how long it takes, no matter how high the mountain, you are not turning back. You are not turning back. You are not here to fit in. You are not here to survive. You are here to take what they said you couldn't have, to rewrite the story, to outlast the noise, to make history, not watch it, because success is not given, it is taken. Let them laugh, let them doubt you, let them roll their eyes when you say what you're building, where you're headed, who you're becoming, because that doubt, that noise, that is fuel. The ones who mocked Edison still lived in darkness. The ones who laughed at Tesla couldn't comprehend his light. The ones who dismissed Muhammad Ali got knocked down by the very man they underestimated. History is not made by those who were understood from the start. It's made by the misunderstood, the misfits, the relentless, the obsessed, the people who saw something before it existed, who walked toward the unknown when others stood still, who refused to shrink to fit into a world that was too small for their fire. So if they don't understand you, good. It means you're not building something small, because small dreams make sense to small minds. But greatness demands solitude. It demands discipline. It demands that you become a fortress of purpose, unmoved by doubt, untouched by mediocrity. You were not put here to be liked. You were put here to be remembered. And that doesn't happen through comfort. That doesn't happen by playing it safe. That happens when you decide, not hope, not wish, but decide to rise. And once you've made that decision, you must protect it. Because this world is built to distract you, to weaken your edge, to pull you into comparison, into envy, into scrolling your destiny away. You must defend your mind like a warrior. You must treat your attention like treasure. You must protect your energy like it fuels an empire, because it does. And how do you do that? You get clarity, because clarity cuts through confusion like a blade. It silences the noise. It focuses the fire. When you know who you are and where you're going, you stop entertaining everything that doesn't align with that path. You don't waste time chasing approval. You don't lose yourself trying to be everything to everyone. You lock eyes with your vision and you walk through fire for it. Clarity is not found in the opinions of others. It's found in the silence, in the stillness, in the decision to stop lying to yourself. Who are you really? What are you here to do? What price are you willing to pay to make it real? Because make no mistake, there is a price. You will pay it in hours no one sees, in sweat that never makes a post, in lonely nights where the only thing keeping you going is belief. But let me tell you something. There is no currency more powerful than belief in yourself. It's the foundation of everything. You build a fortune on belief. You build resilience on belief. You build legacy on belief. And belief is not passive. It's not a wish. It's a weapon. You must train it daily, ruthlessly, relentlessly. You must speak it into your soul until doubt has no room left to live. Every morning you wake up, you remind yourself, I am not here to exist. I am not here to blend. I am not here to survive. I am here to take what I was born to claim. And that doesn't make you arrogant. That makes you responsible. Because when you know what's possible, when you've seen even a glimpse of your potential, to settle for less is a betrayal of everything you are. You owe it to the people who believed in you. You owe it to the kid you used to be. You owe it to the future you've dreamed of. You owe it to yourself to go all in. No plan B, no backdoor, no exit strategy. Burn the ships, burn the excuses, burn the lies. This is not a game. This is not a hobby. This is the life you were born to build. And you will not stop until the life in your mind becomes the life in your hands. Because success, it was never about waiting. It was never about deserving. It was never about being chosen. It was always about taking it. And when you finally taste it, when success begins to show up, little by little, you'll realize something most people never understand. It was never about the money, never about the trophies, the titles, the applause. Those are shadows, echoes. What you were truly chasing was transformation, the version of you who could not be broken, who kept showing up through every storm, who stared rejection in the face and said, I am still coming. That's what success builds. It chisels you, shapes you, tears away the lies until only the truth remains. And the truth is this: you are always enough. But the process made you unstoppable. You no longer chase success to prove your worth. You embody success because you've lived every line of it. felt every cost, paid every price, and now you don't just wear confidence, you radiate it. Because the one who takes success becomes success. Do you become the storm others prepare for? You become the fire others gather around. You become the example, the evidence, the unshakable dot. And when others ask, how did you do it? You won't give them secrets, you'll give them truth. You'll say, I stopped waiting, I stopped needing, I stopped asking, and I started demanding. I decided and I did not back down. That's what this life requires. A decision so final that every cell in your body aligns behind it. A decision that silences the doubt, the delay, the detours. A decision that says, I will build this with blistered hands if I must, but I will build it, and you will. Because you know now success doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the locked in dot, the obsessed, the focused, the few who walk through fire and come out forged. But don't stop here. Success is not a finish line, it is a lifestyle, a mindset, a commitment to becoming every day sharper, stronger, smarter. The moment you stop growing is the moment you begin losing. You want to stay on top. Then you keep the hunger. You stay the student. You keep the fire lit long after the need is gone. Because that's what separates the great from the legendary. Great is having it once. Legendary is keeping it through storms, through seasons, through decades. And legends aren't built in comfort. They are built in adaptation. Because here's the truth. The world will shift. Trends will change. Markets will fall. Technology will evolve. But the one who thrives is the one who adapts, the one who refuses to break, who learns, reinvents, evolves without ever compromising the core. Because skill may win today, but resilience wins forever. So if you lose everything, rebuild. If the plan fails, pivot. If the door closes, build another. You are not attached to methods. You are married to mission. You do not need it to go one way. You just need it to go your way, and your way is forward. Always forward. Always pushing, always becoming, because no matter how much you achieve, the real prize is who you become in the pursuit. It's the character, the grit, the unshakable identity of someone who knows beyond a shadow of doubt that success is theirs, not by luck, not by inheritance, but by choice. A choice made daily in thought, in action, in attitude, and that is a choice you never outsource. No one can give it to you. No one can stop you from it. No one can live it but you. So stop asking for the blueprint. You are the blueprint. Stop waiting for the path. You are the path. Stop begging for permission. You are the permission. This life is yours. This vision is yours. This fire, this thunder inside you was placed there for a reason. Not to be silenced, not to be explained away, but to be unleashed. Because success is not given. It never was. It never will be. It is taken by those bold enough to believe, disciplined enough to act, relentless enough to endure, and wise enough to grow. And now here you are. Not where you started. Not who you were, but who you chose to become. No one saw the sleepless nights. No one heard the whispers of doubt you silenced. No one felt the weight you carried in your chest as you walked through fire, smiling like it didn't burn, but that was the price. And you paid it in full. Not for the spotlight, not for the applause, but for the man or woman you became when you refused to fold. You became someone the world could no longer ignore. You became someone the world must now answer to, because you decided to stop playing small. You refused to betray the calling inside you. You stopped negotiating with fear, and you made a pact with destiny. And that destiny, it was never built in comfort. It was built in friction. In the moments where you wanted to quit, but didn't. In the pain that should have broken you, but forged you. In the silence where you built a fire so loud, the world eventually had to listen. That's the truth behind every success story. They never tell you it's not the highlight reel. It's not the viral quote. It's not the shiny how I made it posts. It's the daily war, the battle in the mirror, the grind with no witnesses and no guarantees, the relentless decision to rise anyway, to show up tired, to build with empty hands, to believe when every voice says, this isn't working, but deep down you knew it was. Because every rep counted, every tear watered the soil, every not yet was just fuel for the watch me. And now they will, now they see you, now they ask how, now they wonder what changed, but nothing changed. You did. You stopped giving your power away. You stopped dimming your lights to fit into places you were meant to outgrow. You stopped running from your potential and ran straight into it, and you never stopped, even when it was brutal, even when it was boring, even when it looked like nothing was happening. Because you trusted the process, you married the vision. You stayed long enough for the seed to become the forest, and in doing so, you earned the right to stand here. Not because you were the most talented, not because you were chosen, but because you chose yourself again and again and again. Until the world had to follow the rhythm of your belief. Because success is rhythm, it's vibration, it's frequency, it's the energy you walk into a room with. It's the way you breathe when you know who you are. It's the presence that cannot be faked, because it was forged through fire. And here's what they don't teach. Success is not about being better than others. It's about becoming undeniable. Undeniable in discipline. Undeniable in resilience. Undeniable in how you own every second of your life like it's the only one you'll get. And once you become that, The doors you used to knock on, you start kicking them down because you are no longer someone who needs to be invited in. You are the table. You are the opportunity. You are the standard. And yes, they'll call it confidence. They'll call it ego. They'll call it obsession. But what it really is freedom. The freedom that comes when you know without a flicker of doubt that you are built for this, that you have earned every step, that nothing was given but everything was claimed. This is the truth behind all greatness. It's not talent. It's not background. It's not access. It's the decision to take what you know belongs to you and never let go. Not for fear. Not for failure. Not for anyone who doesn't understand your mission. Because this mission, it was written in your bones, etched into your soul. It was never supposed to be easy, only inevitable. And now, you're not asking if it's possible. You're showing them it was always yours. There's a silence that comes after the battle is won. Not the silence of emptiness, not the silence of exhaustion, but the silence of arrival. You don't need to shout anymore. You don't need to prove, to explain, to convince, because now, your life is the proof. Your habits are the evidence. Your presence is the result of every unseen decision you made in the dark. And the world, it can feel it. There's a weight behind your words now, a calm behind your eyes, because you know who you are, you know what it cost, and more importantly, you know it was worth it, because this was never just about success. It was about reclaiming your power, remembering your worth, becoming someone your younger self would stand in awe of. It was about proving to yourself that you never needed permission, never needed approval, never needed ease. Only commitment, only belief, only the decision to keep going. And now, you move differently. You walk like someone who has earned every step. You speak like someone who no longer fears silence. You lead like someone who remembers what it felt like to follow, lost, confused, hungry for more. And now you are the more. You are the example. You've become what you once chased. You've become the blueprint others will study. The name others will whisper when they feel like quitting. And that's the quiet legacy of those who take success. They don't just win for themselves. They win for everyone watching. Everyone who needs to see what's possible. Everyone who needs to know that pain has purpose, that failure is not final. That belief is the seed of all miracles. So now, slow down, not to stop, but to feel, too. Feel the gravity of how far you've come, to honor the fight, to thank the storms, to smile at the scars, because every one of them built you. They didn't break you, they revealed you, that now, you understand. The journey was the reward, the climb was the blessing. The person you became was the goal all along. So breathe, let the world keep rushing. You're no longer chasing anything. You're attracting everything, because you became everything, and still, the fire remains. Not of desperation, but of destiny. Not of scarcity, but of service. Because now you know, success isn't something you hoard, it's something you multiply. You lead now, not by noise, but by example. You lift others not to feel tall, but to pull them to their feet. You don't just inspire, you ignite, and that is the ultimate victory. The moment you realize, you took it, you earned it, you lived it, and now you are it. Because success is not given. It never was, it never will be. It is taken by the few who dare to believe. By the few who refuse to fold. By the few who choose to rise, over and over and over again. And now you are one of them.